A girl from Malaysia moved into a duplex apartment on the 16th floor of a hostel near Sheikh Jalil Stadium. The lower floor had 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, a kitchen, a living area, and a dining room, along with a large balcony with glass doors. The upper floor had 3 bedrooms, one of which was hers, connected to a bathroom that also had access to another room. When she first entered the apartment, it felt unusually bright, yet something felt off. She dismissed it as homesickness, believing things would improve with time. Her roommate was friendly, helped her with groceries, but then unexpectedly left to stay with a friend and didn't return for 5 days. That night, feeling hungry, she decided to go to the kitchen but was startled to hear murmuring voices. Her heart pounded. She decided against going and returned to her bed. Around 1 a.m., she was jolted awake by the distinct sound of footsteps in the corridor outside the apartment. Scared, she recited a prayer and forced herself back to sleep. The next day, one of her housemates visited and casually mentioned that the girl in the opposite room had gone on vacation. This left her stunned. If the girl was away, then who was making all the noise last night? She inquired about the corridor patrols and was told the last round was at 11 p.m. So, who had been walking outside past midnight? As she settled in, her roommate returned, and they grew close. One evening, her roommate shared unsettling stories about the hostel. The previous tenant of her room had moved out, tormented by eerie noises. No matter how much she cleaned, there was always a mosquito on the wall beside her bed. The most disturbing part? She had seen an old woman standing by the bathroom door, smiling before vanishing into thin air. The hostel had its own oddities. The elevator frequently stopped at the 11th and 13th floors, opening its doors to no one. For 5 months, this strange occurrence remained a mystery. 2 weeks passed. One late night, unable to sleep, she walked around the lower floor. As she glanced at the balcony's glass doors, her blood ran cold. A shadow, a small girl wrapped in a yellow dress, stood still. Trembling, she looked around. There was no one there. She grabbed her belongings and dashed upstairs, shaken to the core. As time passed, eerie incidents escalated. The kitchen would come alive at night with sounds of cooking and chatter, though no one was there. One night, a bathroom on the lower floor locked itself from the inside. The shower ran for half an hour. A housemate, frustrated, knocked repeatedly. No response. When she finally forced the door open, she found the bathroom completely dry, the lights eerily flickering. By then, her friend had had enough and left the hostel. Left alone, the strange occurrences intensified. Heavy footsteps filled her room at night. She assumed it was her roommate, but upon checking, found herself alone. Metallic clinks, like falling coins, echoed, but nothing was ever found. One terrifying night, she was lying in bed when she heard faint yet deliberate knocks on her door. Holding her breath, she hesitantly opened it. No one. But the knocks continued, coming from nowhere and everywhere at once. Heart racing, she rushed back to bed, pulling the blanket over her head. Then it happened. Something tugged at her blanket. Her breath hitched. Trying to ignore it, she convinced herself it was just nerves. But then it happened again, this time more forcefully. She bolted upright, grabbed her phone's flashlight, and scanned the room. Nothing. Fear gnawed at her. Unable to bear it anymore, she grabbed her pillow and blanket, ran to her roommate's room, and without hesitation, settled in beside her. Her roommate, startled, asked what was wrong. She could only manage a weak smile, saying she needed company for the night. The final straw came when she reached out to her uncle in Pakistan, a spiritual guide. She described the hostel and asked if he sensed anything. Moments later, his reply sent chills down her spine. Leave that place immediately. She did not question it. The very next day, she packed her things and left, never looking back. She later moved to another hostel, but that was a different story altogether.